It looks like a steak, it cuts like a steak, and it almost tastes like one too. But it's not real meat. It's 100% plant-based, a 3D printer.
Every human being must ask themselves these three vital questions about food. What am I eating? Or what is on my plate? Where does it come from? And finally, is it healthy? Let me take you on this short journey as to the secret behind some of the food we eat and the reason why people are deliberately feeding us garbage, all in the name of saving the planet. How would you save a planet if you want to continuously eliminate people through unhealthy and unwholesome food? Now, I know you are wondering what I'm talking about. There is 3D printed meat in your sandwiches, in your burgers. There is lab-grown chickens being fed to your restaurant each and every day. And this is no news. Let me take you on this journey and expose you to what is going on in our food industry. Stick and stay. My name is Sophie Dunedu. This is Black Wakanda TV. Let's go.
A juicy, sizzling steak made by computer. While obtaining regular meat is a process that's been taking place for millennia, cow, butcher, beef, Redefined Meat, a meat alternative startup out of Israel, makes their product using a highly technical process. The mix of soy and pea protein, chickpeas, beetroot, nutritional yeast, and coconut fat is formed into steak-like shapes using a 3D printer.
Our goal is to become the largest meat company in the world just by harnessing technology instead of animals.
Meat substitutes are not new, but unlike the soy-based crumbles that mimic ground beef, Redefined Meat's product is designed to act, taste, and cut like flank steak.
This is the holy grail of alternative meat.
But the most important part, how does it taste? This diner was happy.
The texture feels right. Even the smell smells like the real thing. Really authentic. For me, it's revolutionary.
The question you're asking is, who is championing this? And your guess is as good as mine. No, but I don't know. For some reason, some people are so entitled that they think someone put the world in their control and in their care, that they have to do everything possible for the world to be as they wish it to be. Now, the real reason behind this, the introduction of this 3D printed meat, is the claim that the cows produce too much gas. And when we eat those beefs, we as well generate and produce gases that cause global warming and the likes. So for this reason, they want to take us off eating cows. I know some people will be like, oh, this is a good idea. But the question is, the replacement that they are trying to introduce into our lives, is it going to harm us in the near future or make us whole? The next video that we are going to watch actually gave us a clue as to where this thing is coming from and what the agenda is.
6% of global emissions are cows who burp and fart methane to an extreme degree. You can either fix the cows to stop them doing that, or you can make beef without the cow. We have two paths.
Did you hear? You can either fix the cow or produce beef without the cows. So there, you know the agenda. So even if the cow is fixed, there's a greater agenda where they want to eliminate all natural food products and even consumption of beef and whatever. I know some vegans who disagree, but I'm also of the view that the alternative that is being introduced is deadly. Very, very deadly. Either we fix the cow. Now, how do we fix the cows? This leads us to a feed additive that this very man introduced, that it should be added to the feeds of cows to make them more healthier. But something happened after farmers started feeding these cows with the introduced feed. So this site deals with cow and dairy, milk and what have you. And on their site, it was published that this feed that was introduced by Mr. G, that he advocates that will help fix the cows. The FDA has ruled it has a very, very deadly substance for the cows. And let me read a line from the FDA's statement. For the record, this site is called wearechief.com. Wearechief.com. And they published on their site the side effects of the proposed feed, which is called the Bovia. And I read from the final part. So it says, despite the manufacturer's safety claims, people are also asking questions about the discretion letter from the FDA, stating that caution should be exercised when handling Bovia, as it may damage male fertility and productive organs, and that is potentially harmful when inhaled and causes irritation of the skin and eyes if contact is made. Therefore, protective gears must be worn. So people, this is how dangerous the FDA categorized this, and this was feared to some of the cows. Eventually, we realized that there were a series of complaints by the farmers that when they feed their cows with this, it didn't go well for them. So some farmers have decided to boycott the use of this. This concludes that they are not trying to help restore the health of the cows or trying to make them environmentally friendly as they claim, but eventually they are trying to find a way to eliminate as much as possible, because farmers are complaining that this thing that was introduced by Mr. G is causing so many problems in the farm animals. So the alternative now is, once we get rid of the cows, we can produce to you alternative feed. And they said they are doing all this thing because of global warming. So we should go ahead and eat all this crap. To make matters worse, they have gone ahead to create a tick that will bite you and give you allergies to meat.
So I'll give two examples. So one is that people eat too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption on meat, then they would it would actually really help the planet. But people are not willing to give up meat. Yeah, some people will be willing to, but other people, they may be willing to, but they have a weakness of will. They say, wow, this steak is just too juicy. I can't do it. I'm one of those, by the way. So, but so here's the thought, right? So it turns out that we know a lot about, we have these intolerance to, for example, I have milk intolerance. And some people are intolerant to crayfish. So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you will become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can kind of possibly address really big world problems through human engineering.
So did you hear what he just said? He said they have developed a tick that when it bites you, makes you allergic to beef and its related products. So the thing is, they are trying to make you avoid the natural stuff at all costs. So basically, if you are a lover of meat, steak and what have you, and this Lone Star tick bites you, it means you are going to give out forcefully on all those things, because once you start to consume them again, you are going to fall sick, and which can lead to severe consequences. So it's in a way telling you that the only thing that you'll be able to eat is what has been produced to you. Everything natural, say bye-bye to it. So what I'm saying is happening right now. It's not something that is about to. It's already in there. The ticks are there. And we just have to be careful where we go and what we eat. So there's a case where a man got beaten. Let's go and have a look.
This morning, a New Jersey man is the first known person to die after a tick bite triggered a severe meat allergy.
This is really something that, people should be aware of and physicians should be aware of.
The 47-year-old went camping with his family in 2024 and got violently ill after eating a steak. He recovered, but 2 weeks later, he ate a hamburger and again got very sick, then died. The autopsy said his death was unexplained. Then his wife had his blood tested at the University of Virginia, where researchers determined he had an allergy called alpha-gal syndrome, caused by the bite of the Lone Star tick.
Period. That's it. So that is the connection. They want you to stay off meat, consume plastics and lab-grown meat, 3D printed meat, and then for that reason, they've introduced feed to feed your cows so that they are sick and are not capable of producing the natural beef that they usually produce. This will in turn push the alternative on the table. And also, so people will usually resist and fall out of line. I know people will fall out of line. That is why they've used the so-called Lone Star take to help force people into line. So if you know you've been beaten and you have these allergies, then you have no option than to protect your life by abstaining from natural meat. This is the agenda. Please be safe out there. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to be part of this family. We'll go deep and bring you more of such content so that you are aware and know what is going on and how to protect yourself.